Valentine's Day was this past Thursday here at NC State, but students were wearing red, white, and pink for different reasons. We're here today at Reynolds Coliseum at the Hoops for Hope event benefiting the Kay Yow Cancer Fund. Just like Jimmy V, Kay Yow left a legacy of never giving up and always staying positive. We sat down this week with some of her players to see how Kay Yow had an impact on their lives, their school, and the basketball program as well.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Yow was hilarious, and she's one of those people that doesn't try to be funny, but she's just hilarious. A moment that sticks out for me, and I know a lot of my teammates because we talk about it all the time, Coach Yow is very involved in practice. So you'd be doing an intense drill, full court, and she'd just walk around in between. You're kind of worried, like you don't want to hit her or, touch her, but, she's just walking around in the middle of the drills. And one of the girls, she used to get on all the time about, you need to be stronger. So they're doing a really intense drill, and my teammate is running, sprinting, but like looking this way, and just smacks Coach Yow, and Coach Yow just plops on the ground. And everybody, it's like quiet, and we're all like, oh my gosh, because she's going through all this chemo and everything. Coach Yow just looks up, she's like, that's what I'm talking about. That's how you need to be strong. And then it's talking about how she has a lot of cushion back there, so she's fine. And then everybody just laughs, and she's just had a really good heart and was hilarious. So that's a good, funny practice moment. But
can you talk about maybe her influence on you as a player and as a person? And
yeah, Coach Yow has had a major impact on my life. I was from Iowa, and I used to come to my grandparents out in North Carolina. I used to come to a basketball camp, and that's how I learned about NC State and Coach Yow. And just from basketball camp, and I went to a lot of camps when I was younger, and something that stuck out just from that point in my life was how involved she was with all of the campers, which you don't see a lot of times with head coaches because they've got a lot of stuff going on, but she always was there talking to all of us, and she was always at the actual camp, like, teaching things. So I felt like that was really awesome, and she did that up until she could. And then when I was actually at State, I was plagued with injuries, and a story that I have personally with her is, as a student athlete, you're going to have tons of injuries. It just comes with it, being at this division and high level of play, and you go to a lot of doctor's appointments. And my first year, I didn't practice one time, I wasn't able to play in a game. And so I'm on to my second year of college, and my knee still isn't feeling right, and I get an MRI, and I'm told that I have a doctor's appointment at like 8:30 that night. So lots of times you're going to these appointments by yourself, and you'll have your athletic trainer there, but they let your coaches know everything that's going on with you. And so I'm walking up to WB by myself, like, what's going to happen? And Coach Yow was there. Practice had been done like 2 hours later, and she's going through what she's going through, and I know she was tired, and she was there, and just seeing her there, it meant so much to me. And so she's in the doctor's office with me, and the doctor tells me I need another ACL surgery. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm such a burden. I haven't practiced one time, I haven't been able to do anything for my coaches and my team, and I'm just feeling like, And the doctor leaves, and Coach Yow just looks me straight in the face and is like, Emily, you need this surgery. You're going to play next year. It's going to be your last one, and you are going to have a great story. She's like, don't you ever give up. Don't ever give up. Jimmy V, of course. And she told me right then and there, she was like, you are not a burden. I know that's what you're thinking. You are just as much a part of the team as anybody else. And she took all the thoughts that I had, negative thoughts in my head, right away then, and it meant so much to me. And she just did little things that made you feel important and part of the team, and that meant a lot to me. So,
Marissa, you're a senior this year at NC State, and you were the last senior recruited by Coach Yow. And actually, Emily here was your host while you were being recruited in your official visits. Could you tell us a little bit about your recruiting process and how Coach Yow acted around your family and things like that?
Yeah, at the time that Coach Yow was recruiting me, she was kind of feeling a little sick, but the awesome thing about Coach Yow is I never could tell that she was, and the thing that really made us laugh and made us commend her character was the fact that she entertained my little brother. He was like probably 5 or 6 at the time, and he's so into tractors and cornfields and all that stuff, being from Nebraska, and he drew this picture that was like scribbles, but he was telling Coach Yow about how everything had a purpose, and one of them was a combine and one of them was a field, and he was just teaching her everything as if she had no idea about farms, and she was just sitting there soaking it all up, entertaining a 6-year-old ball of energy, and it was really cool to see that.
Coach Yow was really good about aging
and like putting us in positions to like for us to fun. I mean, she took us to the fair. She like that was part of my recruiting trip when all my family came. Is, you know, a bunch of the girls took us to the state fair, which to me was the first state fair I'd ever been to. I never had been in Nebraska, and so it was like this amazing experience, like see all this fried stuff, and like to have them like make me go on all these rides and all this stuff. Like it was just a good time, and I think that Coach Yow put Emily in a position to allow me to have fun, but also to engage my other teammates at the same time.
Definitely. That's awesome. Well, it sounds like you guys had a great experience together, and you guys have obviously formed a really great friendship. And again, how Coach Yow lives on just through everyone and everyone she's touched, and every day when you hit the court. That's great. So thank you so much for spending time with us.
Coach Yow lives on not just in the women's basketball team or in the school, but everyone who decides to never give up in their fight against cancer. This is ESPNU at NC State.